I'm Tara. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do some yoga for hip strength. In today's practice, we're going to strengthen through all of your hip muscles, and we'll start the practice by laying on your back. Okay, so laying on your back, you're going to have your feet hip width apart, knees bent so the feet are on the earth. And we're just going to flow through some bridges to start to warm up the body, but we're going to start connecting the breath with movement right away. So inhale to prepare. As you exhale, lift the hips up, arms reach overhead. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, arms reach overhead. Inhale, lower. Exhale, really use the glutes as you lift. Inhale, lower, slow and controlled. Exhale, lift. One more like that. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Hold the lift, breathe. Place the hands down at your side so you still have the hips lifted. Really keep those glutes activated. Keep the abdomen pulling down and in. Option to kick the left leg up to the sky. So weight through the right foot. Left leg goes up. Or stay in double leg bridge. Lower left leg down. Ground through the left foot, right leg kicks up. Option for single leg bridge or stay in double leg. Feeling that glute really activating. Lower the leg down and slow and controlled, lower one vertebrae down at a time. Good. Bring the legs into a tabletop position. And start to feel the abdominal muscles kicking on. And then two options. Option one, knees stay bent, legs come out to the sides, and then you pull the abs down and in as you pull the legs together. Okay, and knees can stay bent. Option two, straight legs, feet go up to the sky, legs come out, and you pull the legs in. Okay? Choose your option. So we're going to inhale, let the legs go out. Exhale, pull the legs in, abs come down and in. Inhale out. Exhale, pull in. Abs pull down and in. Inhale out. Exhale, pull in. Keep a neutral spine. Inhale out. Exhale in. Keep going like that. So your neutral spine is that slight space between your back and the floor. Feeling the inner thighs pulling the legs back in together. Two more. And slowly lower your legs down to the earth. Roll onto your side. Walk yourself up to sitting in a cross-legged position. Take a few cat-cows here. So hold onto your shins. Open through the chest, cow. Look up. And then round the spine, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, back to neutral. Come back to your comfortable breath. Place your hands on the mat. Come to all fours. Tuck your toes underneath you. Send the hips up. First downward dog. Breathe here. So take a deep bend in the knees in your first downward dog. So really think about working the hips up to the sky. Knees are bent. Press through the palms of the hands. And just breathe into it. Option to work one heel to the floor, so bend the left knee, right heel to the floor. Right knee bends, left leg straightens, left heel to the floor. And switching on and off at your own pace. And finding stillness, so either starting to straighten through the legs or the knees can be bent. Either way, you want to make sure that the hips are still going up to the sky, so you're in this nice triangle shape. So if you need to bend the knees to keep that position, then go ahead and bend the knees. Bring the left foot into the center line. Step the right foot forward between your hands, drop the back heel down, lift up, warrior one. Breathe, reach the fingertips up to the sky, pull that right hip back in space to keep the hips pointing forward. And breathe here. We're gonna work today. Open through the hips, drop the left arm down, open up, warrior two. Breathe. So you want your right heel, if it went straight back, it would be in line with the center of the back left foot. Drop the tailbone down, abs pull up and in. One more breath here. Windmill the hands down to border the right foot. Turn the back foot so you're in like this runner's lunge. And you're going to step back into plank. Drop the knees down. Turn onto your right hand for side plank. So we're going to do a modified side plank first. So you're going to be on the right hand. Your hips are going to be lifted up. So you're on your knees. So knees stacked together. Lift here, breathe. So yes, this is working the core muscles, the obliques, but it's also going to work your outer hip. So that right outer hip is working to keep you lifted here. Okay, come back into plank pose, send your hips back, downward dog. One breath in down dog. Right foot comes to center line, left foot steps forward between your hands, drop the back heel down, lift up, warrior one on the left. Breathe. Pull that left hip back in space to keep the hips pointing forward in your warrior one. Keep working that back right knee straight. And feel the heat start to build in the body. One more breath. Drop the back right arm down, open up, warrior two. So the feet might go a little wider in warrior two, and your hips are opening out toward the side of the mat. Breathe. Can you sink a little lower? Shoulders are down away from your ears. One more breath. Windmill the arms down, border the left foot, turn the back toes so you're in runner's lunge, step back to plank, drop to the knees, side plank on the left. So left arm is down, turn to face the side of your mat, knees are stacked, and side plank. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Breathe. Feeling the obliques working, the left outer hip working, that left arm is working. One more breath. Come back into plank pose. Send yourself back, downward dog. Breathe in downward dog. Knees straight or bent. Left foot comes into the center line. You can reach the right foot up, but keep the hips square so the right toes are pointing down toward the earth, so the leg won't lift as high. Step the right foot forward between your hands. Bring the left heel down. Lift up, warrior one. One breath. Open, warrior two. 2 breaths here. Place the left hand either on the hip or down the back leg, reverse warrior. So in reverse warrior, your hips are still open to the side. You're just side bending, okay? So I'm really open to the side and I'm just bending my torso to the side. I'm not forward and extending back, okay? Breathe. Deepen that bend in the front right leg. Two more breaths. Come back up, warrior two. 1 breath. Side angle pose. Right elbow goes onto the right thigh. Left arm reaches overhead. Breathe. So press through the right forearm to keep that right shoulder down away from your ears and to lift the torso up, and then extend the left fingers overhead, and option to gaze up toward the left arm. Either stay here or option to bring the right arm to the inner part of the right foot, so fingertips on the floor. 1 more breath. Bring the hands down to board of the right foot. Turn on the back left foot so you're in runner's lunge. Step back plank and moving to side plank, Vashisthasana. Right hand comes down. Turn either so you could be on the knees again, lifting here, or you can be on the edges of your feet. Breathe. If you have the leg straight out, option to lift that left leg up just a little. And everyone come back into plank and make your way to downward dog. 1 breath in downward dog. Right foot comes to the center line. Left foot can reach up to the sky. Keep the hips square so the left toes are pointing down toward the earth. So that means the leg won't lift as high, but that's okay. That's what we're looking for. Bring the left foot forward between your hands. Lift up, warrior one. 1 breath in warrior one. Open, warrior two. 2 breaths. Reverse warrior. Right hand on either the right outer hip or right hand on the back right leg. Side bend to the right. Reach the left arm overhead. Breathe. Try to sink a little deeper into that left knee. And think about creating this lift as you bend. So we're not just collapsing, we're really active. 2 more breaths. Option to gaze up at the left arm. Come back to warrior two, 1 breath. And you can always straighten the left knee for a minute if you need. Moving into side angle, left forearm goes to the left thigh, reach the right arm overhead. Breathe here, press through that left forearm to keep yourself lifted. Really reach through the right fingertips. Option to either stay here or to bring the left hand to the floor on the inner part of the left leg. Breathe. An option to gaze up at the right arm. One more breath. Place the hands down to border your left foot. Step back plank. Vashisthasana on the left side plank. So take your option either on the feet and right arm reaches up, or staying down on the legs, okay? And if you're in the option where you're on the edges of the feet and lifted, another option is to lift that right leg up. And everyone, make your way back into plank. You could always vinyasa here as well. So either press back to down dog or vinyasa moving through chaturanga, up dog or low cobra, and pressing back downward dog. Breathe. One more breath. Left foot comes into the center line. Reach the right leg up. This time you can open your hips, but be mindful to keep the shoulders facing toward the earth. And swing the right foot forward between your hands, coming up to crescent lunge this time. So you're on the back left toes. Reach the arms up. Breathe. And we'll flow here. So you're going to inhale, lean forward, reach the arms back, and exhale, sweep up. Inhale, forward, pull the right hip back in space. Exhale, up. Inhale, forward. Exhale, up. One more, inhale, forward. Exhale, up. Breathe here, one breath. And then see if you can power through to come up to a standing balance on the right foot. So you're going to power through, come up to standing on the right foot, left leg comes up and in, reach the arms up, one breath. Hands come to prayer, shoot the left leg back, warrior three. So warrior three, maybe you just have a little bend here. So maybe you just bring the leg back a little bit and you just hitch forward a little bit, or maybe you lean further forward. Work with where your body's at today. Hands in prayer, gazes toward the earth. Slight bend in the standing leg, left toes pointing down toward the earth to keep the hips square. And from here, bring that leg down, come up to standing. One breath into Tadasana. And then turn to face the side of your mat. Step wide. So you're in a wide stance. Toes point out toward the outside edges of your mat. Sit into your hips, goddess. Breathe. Hands can be in prayer. Think about drawing those knees back toward the back, toward the other side of your mat. And straighten through the legs. Turn to face over your right foot. Hands come down, step back to plank. Either step back to downward dog or take a vinyasa. Chaturanga to up dog or low cobra. And everyone will meet in downward dog. Breathe here. Right foot comes into the center line. Sweep the left leg up. Again, you can open the hips, but keep your torso, your shoulders facing down. So a lot of times everything wants to open up to the left when you open the hip, but we're keeping the torso, the chest still facing the earth. So just the hip opens. Sweep the foot between the hands, crescent lunge. Lift up, breathe. Again, we're gonna flow with the breath here. So as you inhale, reach forward or pitch forward, arms reach back. Exhale, sweep up. Keep the spine flat the whole time. Inhale forward. Exhale up. Inhale forward. Exhale up. 2 more. Inhale forward. Exhale up. Inhale forward. Exhale up. Hold 1 breath here. And see if you could power through to standing. Coming up onto the left foot. See, I'm losing my balance. Bring the right knee up and in, arms up, 1 breath. Hands in prayer. Shoot the right leg back, warrior 3. Your warrior 3. Slight bend in the standing leg, and really focus on keeping the right toes pointing down toward the earth. We're almost there. One more breath. Come up to standing, Tadasana, feet together, 1 breath in mountain pose, standing tall. Step the right foot back so you're facing the other side of your mat now. Toes are going to point out toward the outside edges, goddess pose. Sink into the hips, hands in prayer. Think about pressing the knees back. Breathe. Try to get low, work those legs, build the heat, build the fire. 1 more breath. Straighten through the legs, turn to face over the left foot. Either step back to downward dog or move through a vinyasa. Totally your choice. Now hold downward dog and breathe. One more breath in down dog. Drop to the knees. Come back to kneeling. Okay, we got 1 little bit of work and then we get to stretch it out. So you're gonna come up into high kneeling. So you're up on your knees. Knees are gonna be hip width apart. Your spine is straight. So you're this 1 long line from your spine all the way up to the crown of your head. Hands are gonna be out in front. You can just kind of clasp your hands together. Okay. From here, you can either, again, one other option is to either have the feet flat or you can tuck your toes. Let's all start actually tucking the toes. So everyone tuck your toes underneath you to give you a little more stability. Drop the tailbone down, spine stays straight, and you're gonna start to lean back. You're not gonna go too far. And then pull yourself back up. So it's a small motion. It's gonna work your core and your quads. And we wanna keep the spine straight through the whole motion. Okay, with the breath. So inhale, lean back. Exhale, pull up. Inhale back. Exhale up. 2 more. Inhale back. Exhale up. Last one. Inhale back. Exhale up. Release the feet. Come to kneeling for a moment. Breathe. Always options for blocks and kneeling to lift you a little higher. 1 more set of those. Either stay with that variation or adding on with the arms. So come back into kneeling. You could either have the toes tucked or flat this time. Either arms out and work with the same variation we just did, or we're gonna reach the arms overhead and kind of circle them as we come forward and up. So you're gonna inhale back, arms reach overhead, spine stays straight. Exhale up, arms come forward. Hopefully you have more room than me. Inhale back, exhale up. Inhale back, exhale up. 2 more. Inhale back, exhale up. Inhale back, Exhale up. Come back to kneeling. Breathe. Okay. Back up to kneeling one more time just for a little camel stretch. Knees hip width apart. Hands on the lower back. Open through the chest. Lean back. Just a modified camel for everyone. We're not working into deep back bends in this class. And then come back to kneeling. Tuck your feet behind you. Come back to sitting on your butt. And we get to stretch it out. So right leg's gonna go straight out. Left leg tucks in. So your left foot's going to the inner right thigh. Okay. Feel free to adjust your hips as you need so that your pelvis is stable on the floor. So bring the right elbow. So two options. You could either kind of hold on to the left calf, right elbow is on the right thigh, twisting so your body is facing toward the left leg and the left arm reaches overhead, or option to bring the right elbow to the floor on the inner portion of that right leg and breathe here for a deeper variation. One's not better than the other, it's just what feels good for your body. Breathe here. Keep trying to stay lifted so your torso is lifting, so you're pressing through that right arm and then reaching overhead. So that keeps your body facing toward that left leg, and you should feel a pretty nice stretch along the left side body. One more breath. Come back up. Keep the leg position where it is and just turn so you're facing your right straight leg. Janu Sirsasana. Option to either just sit up nice and tall. This might be enough of a stretch for you. Okay, so if this is, you're just sitting up tall, keeping the spine straight and working on facing that right leg. Okay, if you want a little more, option to start to forward fold, but try to keep length in the spine as you fold. And breathe. Two more breaths. Walk yourself up and switch sides. Left leg goes straight out. Right leg bends in, right foot to the inner left thigh. Adjust your hips so that you feel nice and even on your pelvis. And let's take the side bend stretch first. So either left elbow is going to be on the left thigh, holding on to the right calf, reach the right arm overhead, trying to face that right leg and breathe here. Really press through the elbow to keep that shoulder down away from your ear. Or also option to bring the left elbow to the floor on the inside part of the left leg. Breathe. If you're in the option where the arm's on the floor, you can kind of think about pressing the left elbow into the left inner thigh to really keep you open. And slowly come back up. Keep the legs where they are. Turn to face the left leg. You might want to adjust your hips again. I'm always adjusting my hips. I like to make sure that my pelvis is really stable and even on the earth, okay? So first, everyone just turn to face that left leg. Keep the spine nice and straight. Try to keep the left knee straight. Breathe. Either stay here or option to take that forward fold. If you're taking the forward fold, again, keep a length in the spine. So think about trying to lengthen through the spine as you lean forward. And breathe here. Two more breaths. Slowly walk yourself back up. Release the right leg and make your way to lay on your back. Do a little lift up of the hips, lower them down just to reset the pelvis. Left foot stays on the earth, cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh for a figure four stretch. So either just working here, pressing the right knee toward the back of the mat, or option to thread it through, holding on underneath the left hamstring and pulling in this way. If you are holding onto the legs, make sure you keep the upper body, the head relaxed on the earth. And breathe. If you're needing to lift up your upper body to hold onto the leg, stay with variation one. Really think about pressing that right knee toward the back of the mat. Breathe into the right outer hip. One more breath. Release the legs down. Right foot comes to the earth. Left ankle on top of right thigh. Either pressing the left knee back toward the back of the mat, staying here, or take the option to hold under the right thigh. Choose what feels best for you. Choose a position that you can keep your form in that's good. You really want to do what's good for you and your body. We're all different. And breathe here. If you're in either option, really, actually, you're just working toward pressing that back. Sorry, I can't talk at the end of this flow. Pressing your left knee toward the back of the mat to really stretch into that left outer hip. Two more breaths. Slowly come out of the pose and ending with a happy baby. I'm giving you three options here. So option one, holding on to the inner ankles, letting the knees fall out to the side. This is a great option. I really love this pose, honestly. It feels really nice. Okay. Option two, holding on to the outer edges of the feet. Okay. And trying to, so you have the knees bent at this 90-degree angle. You're thinking of pulling the knees kind of down toward your armpits. Obviously it's not going there, that's just the direction you're thinking about. Same thing as with thread the needle. If you're needing to lift up your upper body to get to your feet, stay with option one. I want your upper body and your head relaxed. Okay? So, feel free to stay with either of those two options, or option to start to straighten through the legs or straighten through the knees to get a little extra hamstring stretch. Choose what feels good for you. You can even switch, if you're doing that option with the legs straight, I like to switch and hold on to the inner part of my feet. Whatever option you're in, just breathe into it. One more breath. Slowly release out of your version of happy baby. Feet come down, hands overhead. Lift the hips up, a little reset of the pelvis. Lower yourself down. Hands come down at your sides. Straighten the legs out for Shavasana. Get into a comfortable position and just start to let your body relax. Finding that balance between working hard, working those muscles, increasing the heat in the body, but also being able to let ourselves relax, cool down, rest. Really start to let go here. Letting go of any tension in the legs, the feet, just letting the feet kind of fall out to the sides. Letting the arms and the head feel heavy on the earth. And taking a few moments here, really resting and just focusing on your breath. And gently bring some movement back to your physical body. A little wiggle of your fingers, your toes. Maybe starting to move the wrists and the ankles. Bring the legs together. Arms reach overhead, creating length through the whole body. Bend through the knees, roll onto one side, keeping the bottom arm straight so you can rest your head on the arm. Use your hands to walk yourself up to sitting easy pose. Hands in prayer at your heart. Close with one breath together, nice deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Come back to your comfortable breath. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. Thank you guys for practicing with me today. If you liked this flow, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel. Please hit that subscribe button right below me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.